Alright, hey guys. Today I'm going to show you how to do a little UV mapping. So here we have the dragon from the lesson, and as you can see our UV map is not very clean. I already finished this one, and I came back and cut it up a little bit and moved the UV map around some, just so that we can work on fixing some things. So, right now, everything that's connected is all considered one shell. So all of this is one shell within the white lines. So right now we're going to make a shell for the leg. And we're just going to do the upper leg and the lower leg all combined into one shell. So what we're going to do is go into our edge selection, and we will come through here and just click on all of the edges that we want. Oops. Okay. And so we wanted to go this way. And if you click between a line, holding down Shift and double click another line, it'll select everything along those connected edges. Okay, so now, while we are hovering over the UV editor, we are going to hit Shift X, and it is going to cut these edges. Now, we're going to come down to the foot, click there, Shift, oops. Okay, that one was broken right there. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing, Shift X to make those cuts, and then coming back up here, since we can see that this is cut right here, I'm going to come over to the UV editor, Shift, right click, click Unfold, and there we go. Okay. Unfold, and I'll move this out of the way. Okay, so you can see that we have some jagged edges here. So what we're going to do is, we can see that it's these faces right here. So we're going to go back to edge mode, and then we will Shift S while hovering over the UV editor, and it's going to connect those. Okay, now looks like we have one more that's right here, and we will do the same thing. Okay, so now we want to make this, so we want to cut somewhere in here so that we can unwrap this even further. Now what you want to do is cut it going along this way, but if I were to do this and make it a cut here, then when I unwrap or unfold, it's going to unfold right here. And the seam, when I'm painting and whatnot, say if I had a spot while I was painting in Photoshop and I put a spot right here, then it's going to cut that spot in half and sew it back together right here. But there's not going to be a spot painted here. So I'm going to Control Z back, and where you want to put your seams is in areas that aren't going to be seen all too well. And if I click that, I'll go right there. And I'll double click that edge, select all of these, Shift X, make a cut, and then I'll go back into face mode, select all of these, Shift, right click, and go to Unfold, and now it unfolds cleanly. Now, some other things that you can do to see what's being stretched is you can come up here and select these, and it'll show you what's going to be placing, or well, how well your checkers are going to look and how your textures will look. If I open that up a little bit more, we can see a checkered pattern and see what's being stretched. Now if you notice what's in red, it is being stretched quite a bit. And so if you select these faces, and then you move them around over in the UV editor, well, you can actually select vertices and edges and all of that stuff. And you can move it around in the UV editor, and let's see here. Move it around like that. Okay. So we will just turn that off. And turn that off. And then let's fix up this foot. So if let's see here. I want to select edges, and I'll come over here. I will Shift S to sew everything together. Okay. And then now, say, let's go along the bottom. Click there, and then I want to unwrap through there. Shift X, and it'll cut those faces. Now, let's see where those faces are at. So it looks like right in here. I'll double click on those, and I'll move these out of the way. Now as we can see, they are overlapped and very clustered together. So we will shift right click, unfold, and they unfold like this. Now, some other things that we can do, you can play around. There's no single way of doing all of this. So let's just see what these look like if I were to cut them here. Okay, that does not come out very clean. So let's go. What I found was doing it from the side worked best. Okay. So going along, let's see here. And this is one way of doing it, where you can make two. Actually, I'll just do it from half. Okay, so I'll do it from there, and then hopefully this seam right here, it'll split open, and then we'll have the top and bottom foot where it will be connected on this side. I'm going to unfold that, go to face mode, double click those, move them out of the way, shift right click, unfold, and it unfolds like that.